Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm
곧
to stand
먼저
in for him
이거
at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
병이
He got
났다.
poisoned. Probably from food. He's writhing in agony. By turns praying and cursing, spewing from both ends.
Oh, that's enough. All right. At least you're here. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You know a good waiter by his properly seated cap, and you don't have one at all. Without a tunic, you're no royal waiter, just a common alehouse boy. And have you forgotten your hose? You can put your steel aside in front of the council chamber. You don't want to be dragged. The royal waiter's livery has...
옷 갈아입고라 이 말 아니오.
Here I am.
Let's have a look. You've got a tunic. It's a good thing you've got no steel. Everything has it. Do you know what you're for an inexperienced...
뭐든
I'll
배우겠습니다.
happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarzhitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarzhit stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm a waiter after all, not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it, right?
I know
Okay.
everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
뭐야. 미니게임이 있네? 손님이 당신을 부르면 손을 들어 토카이 혹은 수도원. 방의 구석에 있는 테이블에서 용기를 2개 꺼내든 포도주 찾았다.
There were the pictures of wine. Hopefully I won't splash anyone's shoes.
Is a joke, and on top of that, the army was requisitioning from
You
it.
there, lad.
Should the town
A cup of
reserve
bread,
have worse
and don't
weapons
you
than any
skip
Räuber in the domain?
벽포도주.
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
앤드르폴드.
That Hacken
Come now, waiter. I wanted bread.
hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where
Sir?
they got them. Since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying,
Thank you.
Friedrich? All I'm saying is
맞아주고.
that they had them, Herrgott. It is eine Schande when outlaws have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I
I'd like
smell
some
is
monastery
that your
wine.
stubborn
Refill
heads
my cup,
do
boy.
not realize what Schwierigkeit is.
부드러운 포도주? 백포도주 아니야?
The devil is running free. There are Raubritter everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want
마담
Monastery
조심하라.
wine, here.
with a few rusty helpers.
Sorry, sir.
And who is it you want to
Orders
fight?
from above.
Exactly.
This is unbelievable.
King Sigismund.
마담은 주지 말라 하지 않았냐?
Isn't he?
Der König and his
fancy some
army
Tokai.
will not
Refill,
be
boy.
here forever.
호카이.
Shut up! The king can arrive at any moment. What if he heard you?
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
I can't believe this.
아,
Can't you
그거
tell
아니야?
red from white, waiter?
I won't mix it
Can
up.
always confiscate the property of the king's
그거 아니야?
enemies. Nicht wahr?
We are more than familiar with the Jämmerlich state.
수도원,
of
토카이.
And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the
뭐지?
arming of the city's militia as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc all around?
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation. We shall wait and see what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or
Waiter,
brothels?
get me white.
Isn't it the same
That's not a good idea, sir.
This is unbelievable.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not what it should be. The current baths in the city fall
More
far
wine,
short
Master
of
Bailiff?
covering all
I have
citizens'
enough
needs.
wine.
right,
Come
you're right.
closer.
뭐 때문에 그러십니까?
I need something from you. There is an item in my study that I confiscated from a female thief. She thought she could wriggle out of it by telling me who the item belongs to.
And what is it?
A silver goblet. She sneaked into Sir Ulrich's house and stole it. No one's noticed the theft yet. But if Ulrich finds out, he'll turn the city upside down to find the culprit. Go and get it. And don't you make a mess there, understand?
Where
어디
can I
있는데?
find this goblet?
Use your eyes and come right back with it, understood?
They can get leeches there for free as
아니,
well.
씨.
And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you know what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died needlessly.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black
nice.
Death had nothing to do with the baths.
Whose silver might
Unless
this be?
the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going
가져왔습니다.
Keeping this.
So, did you find it?
I did, Master Bailiff. Here it is.
Not so loud. Show it here. That's it. And now go back to your job.
Same thing.
on. Not at all. If you'd finally admit that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle. Do you ever walk the streets here? Sewage, rats, slop. and
왕하고는
rubbish.
아직 안 왔네.
The least we can do
어디
for the
갔냐,
citizens is to
왕하고.
provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nas's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree.
What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way, at least until His Majesty honors us with his visit. And as we know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage. Ulrich, what have you got to say about
That's
it?
the one.
백포도주?
I'm not sure what
오,
you're
잠깐만.
saying.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding.
여기 있습니다.
Sorted it out and everything's settled.
Good, sir.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you defending Rutard? Besides, if his men attack
그냥 모르겠으면 그냥 되물어보는 게 나을 것
then we
같은데.
have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Everyone in the city gossiped about it.
Pour me red wine.
I heard there were several...
Blood wine?
Did you? That's grossly exaggerated. I don't think Rutard
갑니다.
will cause any trouble. He is sensible enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
Thank you, waiter.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
Unless he puts an end to us first. God
You there,
knows what
lad.
he wants to tell
A cup
us.
of bread.
If nothing happens,
don't you
there's
skimp
no
on me.
point in dwelling on it.
벽포도주 갑니다.
I'm sorry, Andreas, but I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Well, thank
Are
the
you
Lord.
accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened?
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is
못 알아보나,
hiding
얘들은?
behind his own daughter's skirts.
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If we really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I suspect the gentleman from the city's sword fighting school brought this custom to us. It's now run by the German
Waiter,
Menhard.
get me
Who
one.
knows who that fellow is?
네,
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a fight yourself.
안
And to
집어지는데?
accuse a swordsmaster.
I apologise,
without a
sir.
shred of proof.
Which wine?
Why
Well,
not some
Tokai.
old fishwives in the marketplace?
So you will
Sir?
just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by
Don't
the
hang
bailiff.
around me.
And that's
Vanish. You hear me?
There are more pressing
알아보는구나.
matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison.
Hey,
The guards
boy,
are apparently settling
word.
accounts their own way. We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
Everything in order?
Not quite.
Rest assured, the whole
But I
town
think you
is
might be
already
able to help
laughing at
me.
us. What can I help you with,
뭔데
sir?
또?
I left my gloves in the chapel. I took them off to pray, but then I rushed here and forgot to take them. I can't just get up and walk out now. But if you disappear for a little while,
가져오겠습니다.
I'll get them.
I knew I could count on you. While you're at it, count how many figures on the mural have wings.
예? 왜?
Because I'm bored. And because I told you. Get on with it.
That was easy enough. And he wanted me to count the winged figures.
날개 달린인가? 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다, 여, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열, 10명? 이상?
So, let's see what you've got for me.
I found your gloves, sir.
Really? Let's see them. And did you count those winged figures?
I counted 16, sir.
And did you count all the monsters and animals?
Oh, I thought you meant only the angels.
Go back to serving wine, blockhead.
There's the eternal dispute over
날개 달린 인간 찾으라며 나한테는
in the meantime,
웃기는 놈 아니야.
your season pilgrimages to Settlets, right under our noses. It's just a village with a monastery, and they are going to Mokarol mining city.
Hey,
Why
waiter.
can't we build faster?
Pour me some monastery.
Hire more craftsmen, start with night shifts.
Which wine?
Haven't you noticed there's a war?
Monastery.
벽보도주.
Are the experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides,
여관 주인도 근데
I
여기
get the
있네.
feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like
벽포도주, 맥포도주 안 하면은 다시
So what
물어봐야겠어.
if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
The
Tokai,
hell freezes
and
over,
a
my
full
friend.
cup.
Your place is at least 2 steps behind mine.
토카이,
A swordsmith dares to
Backwater.
insult me? Ha! I think not.
Excuse me. You wanted to buy yourself an altar in the cathedral, just like you bought yourself a seat in this council.
How dare you?
아, 옆에로 좀 새는 것 같은데?
From the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would
아니,
be
왕은
defeated
언제
by
와?
a bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Obrink.
What ne'er-do-wells?
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole
Hey,
town go to
boy,
watch them
a full
brawl.
cup of monastery wine.
This is
I apologize, sir.
Because it
Which
has
wine?
all been
Monastery
sorted out.
red.
Not long ago, the
갑니다.
guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten.
Sir?
What do we have to discuss next?
Thank you, waiter.
아, 다 됐나 보다. 안 오는데?
I'm telling you, something is being planned.
Oh, I doubt it. No one's gonna tackle Rootard.
왔다 왔다. 얼굴 좀 보자. 어떻게 생겼나. 뭐야, 이 사람이야? 어? 대머리도 있네? 응? 나? 왜요? 따르라.
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
Like this plan of false!
뭔가 좀 카리스마 있어 보이는데요?
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose. And
아직 정신 못 차렸네.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
Who's that French fellow you brought
이상한
here
애
from
듣고 왔던데.
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they keep him mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
뭐야? 나 고두인 됐어.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Kuttenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Are you here to arrange some trade?
We have more serious matters to attend to here than gaining a few groschen. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
헨리랑 잘
I reckon the
만났대요만.
two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
건강을 위하여 모두이면 술을 빼앗을 순 없지.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron.
사근사근
I knew right
대해야지.
away we'd hit it off. How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, be so kind as to enlighten me.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh? I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Malashov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted. But they never broke my spirit.
You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed,
아, 썰풀로 안 해, 또.
that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
과연 물러날까?
Winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Is that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
뭔 일인데?
It depends what it's all about.
A little delicate diplomacy. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings.
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
If Sigismund decides to mount an attack on the camp, it'd be a massacre.
Ah, but it won't. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
왜 이런 일을 하시는 겁니까?
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
그래.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
그래.
Success to our plans. God be with you, noble lady.
여기저기 이야기하는 거를
There's something
왜
I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you.
보여주는
What
거지?
would that be?
Your diplomatic support and your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Job's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ, be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
Hit the nail on the head again, Mom. You're well informed.
I am rarely mistaken.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
제대로
You're in the right
찾으셨군요.
place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
It's not only your money we're interested in. You're well able to negotiate and trade. And if you were to take part in our plan...
Then I'd be helpful to you on 2 fronts. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Hamann Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
Okay.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes everywhere.
참 해야 될 게 많네.
I'll tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Ha! Even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to arrest my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Older.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize.
뭐야?
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you? Is
친아버지야?
that your... Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
You're exaggerating, like you've always done.
Me? Exaggerating? You're the one who turned my home into a house of ill repute. Your whores wandering around as if they owned the place.
Oh, actually, anything fun was strictly banned under your roof. But maybe you ought to try it yourself sometime. Then maybe you wouldn't be such a bitter old grouch.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
여기 이야기는 따라가지
You
못하겠어.
won't
뭔
get away
말인지
with those
모르겠어.
insults. I challenge you to a duel.
헐.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first
형이야?
meeting with my brother.
동생이야?
Make room for us. We'll just settle a very private matter. It's an honorable duel, man against man. Stay back.
Stand firm. Otherwise, the first strike will put you on your arse.
아무도 못하는 게.
My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
생긴 거 보면 동생 같은데?
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the Archbishopric. And you
나이 차이가 많이 나
yourself.
보이는데.
Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. And the sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. and tell me what it's all about.
그래.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
동생이네.
What's that? What brings you here? God bless.
Aren't you a bit bored?
What's your problem?
God forbid.
Not really. Is that so? Wine. Stop drinking and...
아이씨.
I just need to get... You know what?
And what?
Not as...
Take care for now.
돈 주고 보내야 돼. 씨. 너는 아무것도 못 본 것이죠.
Godwin, we didn't have much time for conversation.
With pleasure, sir.
오랜만에 듣는구만.
I've got those papers from Alder.
Quiet!
Lady, well, here they are. You're welcome.
As agreed.
Thank you.
Yes, quite.
건강을 위하여.
And to the
여기 아래인데? 그랬구만. 낸가?
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund.
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
What's the hold up? Am I supposed to open my mouth and wait for it to rain?
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
페이폰?
How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
나야 그러면?
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be...
이러면 결혼 동맹이 되는 건가?
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
야, 이거 씨
Take a look at that.
맞냐?
What are you expecting from today's gathering, my lord?
Well, I have no great expectations. But, all going well, we may be able to establish some joint steps towards the future. As long as we proceed without prior agreement and mutual support, we will be very unlikely to achieve any progress.
I couldn't help but notice your son has a bit of a talent for getting into trouble.
To put it mildly, but not to do him an injustice, knowing young Lord Capon, he undoubtedly contributed to that more than a little. Although, if they didn't pull each other out of trouble, God knows where they'd be now.
Wise words. Still, Henry's come a long way on a thorny path. I trust you're rightfully proud of him.
You know, I am. And Martin would also be glad, even though Henry chose a different path than he.
May God grant him eternal rest. Where did you leave Sir Divish? Surely he's not too old to miss out on such an event.
Haven't you heard? Lady Stephanie is with child. No one even imagined Divish would produce an heir at his age.
As they say, doesn't matter who kneaded the dough, as long as there's a pie in the oven.
Godwin.
Well, it could be a miracle. Praise the Lord! Sir Hanush, I bring happy
결혼
tidings.
동맹입니다.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Boczek, Lord of Kunstadt. Her name's Yitka.
Boczek of Kunstadt? The Boczek of Kunstadt? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstadt's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
건배. Cheers.
Cheers to you, and to your parlaying skills.
뭐 일단 한스는 결혼하게 됐구만.
say we must...
Zabojek, your niece Yivka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed? Without reservations?
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady
주는
Yivka
쭉쭉 먹어.
and the unhappy Lord Cable.
Here's to a good bargain.
I'll be right back.
올라가자.
We walk out of here with...
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Odorin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Odorin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstad will support our cause.
Both of them. Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I can use
술 한 잔.
So if you'll excuse me, my lords.
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes. And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslaus, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
한스 표정 보소. 자기 빼고 다 결혼식 그거 이야기 나눠져가지고 나 결혼하게 된다고?
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas.
한스 나라 이름 표정인데?
After we conquered the city, you promised to restore order immediately. And then I find out things are even more disordered than before.
Your Majesty, we are sorry. We will put it to rights.
You've already said that. I want to hear real solutions.
We will put more guards on the roads and toughen penalties. We can have a few captured bandits executed as an example to others.
We do not care about bandits. We care about rebellious nobles and burghers. What will you do with them? How will you solve the chaos in the town administration, the rebellious miners, and the dismal yields? And how is it even possible that a rebellion against the king is smoldering here in the city?
What do you mean, sire?
I hear the resistance is coming from the Jewish quarter, from right under your noses. Why haven't you done anything?
We don't know who is behind this. Without evidence, we cannot punish them.
Otto von Berghoff did not ask questions in Prague either. He acted. And I advise you to do the same. Find a couple of wretches in a hole somewhere, point them to the Jewish quarter, and give them free rein to do anything. The city's Jewish community was and still is on Wenceslas' side. They need a warning.
We do not even have enough men to...
Marquardt, could you spare a few men for a while?
Of course, sire. I'll assign them to Eric. He'll take care of it.
So you see, all you have to do is make sure the city rebel get their share. You could at least manage that, couldn't you? And if the thought should cross your minds that you would get rid of the debts to the Jewish moneylenders this way, forget about it. Your debts will remain, up to the last groschen. Only now you owe us directly. And while we are on the subject of money, has the yield from the mines finally matched last year's?
Sire, the deposits are dwindling, and mining is becoming increasingly difficult. And to make matters worse, the miners started rebelling.
Don't take us for a fool. They'll stop rebelling when you pay them proper wages.
Your Majesty, we can't do that.
Silence! How dare you oppose the kingdom's protector? You're a bunch of incompetent sycophants. Chicken shits. Not any better than the scum hiding in the forest.
I apologize, sire. I'll do everything in my power to...
All I hear from you over and over again are excuses and prevarication. And results? None. I therefore placed the city council under the authority of Sir Marquardt von Aulitz, who is present here, with immediate effect. He will make sure you finally do your duty.
But, sire, that would be a violation of the privileges granted to us as a free mining town.
Silence! I am the only guarantor of your rights. You have to earn your privileges, not hide behind them. During my brother's reign, this idleness was perhaps tolerated. But that is over now. You were given a few simple tasks. But instead of working on them, you idled in the baths and lined your pockets. And let the traitors cast their nets undisturbed. But unlike my brother, I am capable of creating order.
동생이구나.
And I assure you, I do not distinguish between those who stand in my way. Be they beggars, noblemen, or city councillors. You have 2 weeks to restore order in the city and increase mining output. I want clear results, and you answer only to me and Sir Marquardt von Aulitz now. No one else. The council is dismissed. You, don't go anywhere, boy.
예?
Be so kind and remain here.
예, 알겠습니다.
Our throat has become rather dry. And we still wish to speak with our friend von Aulitz.
Yes, sire. As you wish, sire.
Between the two of us, Marquardt, was I not perhaps too harsh on them? And speak candidly, we have had enough of false flattery.
Sire, You were harsh, but rightfully so. These councillors, they need to be shown their place. You suffered their insolence for far too long. And the same is true of the Jews.
We know. Otto repeated to us several times that it is time to strike against them. We are glad he's not here. He would be intolerably self-satisfied if he knew we had heeded him.
Boy, can't you see the king's cup is empty?
You tend to us as if we were infirm.
수도원 포도주.
Boy, pour us a monastic wine. The monks had a good year. We have concerns, friend. The Hungarians are
빨간 거?
Our army is falling apart, and we have enemies here on all sides. Would we had a proper army instead of human mercenaries? They cannot be relied upon. And we are no closer to our goal now than a few months ago. Thank you. It is a good year. If our father were still alive, he would have been astonished by the mess that a few years of Wenceslas' reign brought to us. With a single word, he would have put the nobility in their place, and the country would flourish. God grant him eternal glory.
We won't need much more time. We'll arrest the traitor Odorin, and the rest will fall in line.
You say the others will be brought into line, but what do you know of them? We know only a few of them. But there's a fortress standing on every damn hill here. What side are their lords on?
We'll find out soon enough, sire.
If only Wenceslas were not such a stubborn ass, and relinquished the throne that he has no use for anyway. The nobility, on the other hand, found a ruler like him very useful. They made a puppet out of him.
Once you restore order, they'll join you. All you have to do is promise them the privileges they lost during Wenceslas' reign.
First, they'd have to be willing to make peace at least among themselves. Jobst does everything he can to sow chaos, so that he himself emerges victorious in the end. This business makes me thirsty. Pour me some of that red, boy.
I think Jobst
벽포도주?
is just waiting for the right moment. He'll switch sides when it suits him.
Maybe. But first I'll have to conquer a few more cities, and get a couple more lords on my side. Then they take the threat of war seriously. And Hungary. If Bohemia is a wasp's nest, then Hungary is a viper's lair.
You will follow in his footsteps, sire, as soon as you get the chance.
But the wine is good here. To your health. And to your health too, boy. May your children grow in the land ruled by a good king.
Thank you, sire. You are too magnanimous.
Why? You did a good job. You can be proud of yourself.
To your health, your majesty.
그래도 사람이 좋아 보이기도 하고.
First, we need to crack down on the biggest troublemakers.
We're working on it. While the consul was meeting, Otto von Berghoff and his men set out for Rabosch. Odorin won't give you any more trouble.
He and Ruthard are in it together. Once we get Odorin, we can handle Ruthard easily. Rabosch will be yours. After all, Otto has already got Malishov.
I appreciate your confidence, sire.
But the devil knows there are a lot more strongholds to conquer here.
For the king, red wine, boy.
No, we shall have white.
백포도주?
We have had enough of red.
White it is. Quickly!
예, 갑니다.
Others will follow.
I think von Berghoff's little contraption will find its use again.
If need be, we could use it to raise this town hall too. And I have some suggestions for other candidates.
Not so fast, my friend. It's a wondrous tool, but we can't rely on it forever.
To bring it here to the square and point it at the city hall? Those sycophants would only benefit from a warning like that.
It's a splendid idea, but it won't be necessary. The councillors are quite fearful enough already that they can hide nothing from us.
There's been enough fretting, sire. You shall see. Soon we will drink to the conquest of another fortress.
You are right. So then, to victory. And you, boy, will you drink with us? So that you shall have something to tell your children and grandchildren.
승리를 위하여.
To victory, sire.
To today's, and those of the future.
녀석도 빼면 안 되지. 여기는 한창 축제구만. 나 누구야? 고두인 것 같은데?
I will clear my name. I will.
How'd you like a wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long trade. Recipes are pie. Even the king.
I
best this one.
누가 누군지 구별도 안 돼.
I'd like to drink a so touchy cow.
I never.
See, only fuck well.
His lord.
I had and left.
You can bet. I don't.
이쪽 스토리 라인은 별로 궁금하지 않은걸.
They got by without us so far. They'll be fine. We were the piglet.
Sorry, but you're right about Sigismund. The sooner he's gone, the sooner life returns to this country.
I'm filled with the whole affair quite somber.
With cavalry, break through their lines and capture.
포도주 줘야 되는 거 아니야?
And then you will wake up in a ditch somewhere with a mighty hangover. I thought your Aliska was brown-haired, though.
아주 구별이 안 돼.
I'm talking about fucking singers, mate. I love my Alicia.
Only came here for the feast anyway.
Sigismund. The sooner he's gone, the sooner.
Barely stand.
와인을 찾으시오.
And to stand over that pitch.
To King Wenceslas.
You just fall in.
여기 어디 있는데? 잠깐만. 여기 있는 게 아닌가 본데?
Compelling argument. Any debate going on around it.
못 내려가. 좀 화면이 기운 것 같은데요? 대각으로 걷는 느낌?
When you started retching
Sorry,
from cleaning up,
I've come.
really?
Well,
Do you play dog?
you mean
You strip if you like.
I'll give them.
Not up. Look, if you want.
I need help. I mean, the ones.
And you're one of.
It's not for me.
I see. Anyway, I don't know nothing about. Try asking my mom.
요리사?
Good day.
Sorry,
What do you think?
I haven't eaten.
He didn't have to choose me. My old ma spent her whole.
Wait, you can.
It's been a long. I was afraid,
You haven't changed as a.
but I have. And you. Not at all.
And how have you been all this time?
Not really.
음,
When he I also got married. And soon young Sir Christopher.
네 딸에
Tell me
대해?
more about it.
She's a big girl now.
Well, aren't you worried about it?
Even as a little girl, she used to beat up the...
And your
Kuba. He died when Alishka was just a baby.
God grant.
배에 물려 죽었어?
Why don't and
You won't go and have a...
where am I?
Why?
It's not.
Aha. If it's Lord Odor...
지야. 줄줄이 있는 게 요건가? 아무리 봐도 이거 같은데.
Everybody likes a drop of white.
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Ruthard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. He wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to this celebration, you old fox.
잠깐만. 문이 덮치는 것
Come
같은데?
on in, sir. There's wine aplenty. Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
와, 술을 그렇게 진탕버건 들었어. 잘 싸우네. 아, 잡혀간다.
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
He's dead!
It's a wonder you're still attacking.
오, 나 죽어.
I'll be done with you in a blast.
You won't get me!
아니, 동생을 구하라는데 동생이 어딨어?
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
잠깐만, 누가 동생이야? 이거 구분이 안 돼.
Let him have it!
한스. 아파. 난 죽어 그냥. 다시 하자.
Greetings to the devil!
Jesus! They're surrounding Christopher. He can't make it on his own.
얘야?
We got him!
Enough yet? Or we can go home.
He's done for!
Stand your ground!
Slice
아니, 옷이 없으니까.
Drive those horses out!
죽었어? 아 이거 그냥 자동 저장되나? 동생은 한번 구워보고 싶은데 미르가 좀 바뀌는 것 같은데.
Jesus! The surrounded Christopher! He can't make it on his own.
게임이 잘 안 보여.
He's done for!
Are you waiting for me to die of old age, coward?
True blood! Yeah!
Step back!
동생 따라다녀야 돼.
Now you're mine, you bastard! He's done for! Show your stuff!
Horses out! He's dead, Yoko! He's had it!
살리시는 거 맞아?
You won't get me!
야, 살렸나 보다. 헨리 온다. 이래. 아 너무 안 보이는데?
Do it!
He wounded me bad!
아, 잠깐만 장비가 가본만 입자.
Nice strike!
I'll sort you out nicely.
Fucking hell! He's had it! You got him! You got him! It's done here, Horsons.
Thank you.
That was a close shave.
그래도 살리긴 살렸다.
A little too close. Fuck me. Did my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin.
How did you get...
Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone all right?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Odorin, Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Kunrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Yobs long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone.
마른 악마가 죽은 것 같은데?
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein.
어? 안나 부인?
She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
귀족 아니야? 안나 부인?
Simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother. But only almost. Good work.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. For nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I won't give up on the fucker either. We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while. Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Bergov's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop. We have to be really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
Is
어떡하죠?
there anything we can do?
Definitely not right now. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, and get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
And what am I supposed to do? Can I help somehow?
You've done enough, don't you think?
And I'm sure Liechtenstein can't wait to find out what was discussed at the city council.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews. Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up, I want to know that.
대판됐구만.
I'll be with Christopher.